Well, apparently the electric bill was too high after renting those lights Friday night in their first Friday night home game in over 20 years. But Old Colony, what a game for them. They had a big win, a great night with the lights.
Yeah.
But they are back to Saturday at 2 o'clock when they'll be traveling to Nantucket.
Yes. Old Colony, there's tons of excitement coming off of that huge Friday night lights, like victory, excitement, Cole Bernier dominating. Now they got to go head to undefeated Nantucket.
Which is always a tough, not only a tough trip, but always a tough team as well.
Yeah, Nantucket's coming off a 35-8 win over Holbrook Avon this year, and in their 5 games this year, Nantucket has outscored the competition 155-34. The closest game was a 24-20 win over Upper Cape about 3 weeks ago. So this is a team that puts a lot of points on the board and doesn't really give up a lot of points, which, it'll be challenging for Old Colony. I know Old Colony had lost 2 in a row. It ended last week with that exciting win, but it wasn't easy last week. I know in that game, South Shore, it seemed like every time I'd get a text message from Bill, who was covering the game, South Shore's tied it back up. Okay, Old Colony's taking the lead. South Shore's tied it. It was back and forth. But really, Cole Bernier was kind of the difference maker in that game. He ended up having 271 rushing yards on 22 carries, and he scored 3 touchdowns.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's the quarterback that you want on your fantasy.
I tried to put him in a running back, but it wouldn't let me.
These running quarterbacks, what can you say? They give you more points than the passing ones. Ryan Baker and Marcus Andre, those are 2 guys we've been talking about the last few weeks. They each added a rushing touchdown in that game. So, Cole was the focal point of the offense, but there was other guys that were able to score as well, which, makes kind of for a balanced attack, where you can have other guys contribute like that. And they're going to need that this week against Nantucket, a team that Old Colony hasn't beaten in a long time. I can't even remember the last time they have. I have to go dig through, Buddy's record books there and dust off some of the dust on them to find out when it was.
Oh, the books are on Buddy.
Both, I guess.
I don't know which one you're referring to.
I'll ask Buddy first, and if he can't remember, I'll sift through his books and see if we can find that out. But it should be a tough challenge this week for Old Colony. But the kids must be riding high after that big win, so we'll see what happens Saturday.
All right. Well, that will be Saturday at 2 o'clock at Nantucket. So if you want to go, you're going to have to take a long boat ride. But if you can't make it, you can follow along at SC_varsity. And you can talk about the game using the hashtag SCVfootball.